Hey everyone. I've known my whole life that I'm donor conceived. I grew up in New South Wales, and my parents were always open about it, so it was never some big secret. I didn't think much about it beyond that, though, until a couple of years ago, when my husband and I decided to take an AncestryDNA test. We thought it'd be fun, maybe I'd find some half-siblings, and he'd learn a bit more about his side of the family. Well, we got the results and I matched with him, my husband, as a half-sibling. At first, I thought it had to be some kind of mistake, or maybe I misunderstood something. But no, after looking into it, we realized his dad was also a donor, and no one ever told him. Now, here we are, married for years with 2 kids, and we're still trying to figure out how to process the fact that we're siblings. I don't even know how to explain how I feel. It's just overwhelming. I love him, of course, but this changes so much. We've already spoken to a genetic counselor, and we're trying to move forward, but it's like everything we thought we knew about our family has been flipped upside down. I just feel kind of lost. Has anyone else here gone through something like this? I'd really appreciate hearing from anyone who has dealt with something similar, or even just your thoughts. Edit. This blew up much bigger than I intended. I'm going to speak to my husband about family therapy again, and sit on this information. We have no interest in going public at this point. Commenter 1. I think you need some family counseling. First between you and your husband, and then later down the road, when you inevitably tell your children. I'm not sure if you are able to take leave from work, but it would be a good idea to look into that, because this is absolutely something you need to process without work distraction. OOP. I'm in therapy myself, but unfortunately my husband is not open to that right now. He's in a big denial phase, and does not wish to talk about it. Commenter 2. I'm so sorry. This was bound to happen somewhere in the world. At some point, given the current unregulated fertility industry, that puts profits above the rights and interests of the donor-conceived child. If you are up to it, and think it would help, I have a few pieces of media to recommend. The Man with 1,000 Kids, a documentary on Netflix. Laura Hai, a content creator and advocate for DCP on TikTok/Instagram. Multiple books have helped me, such as Inheritance by Dani Shapiro, Uprooted, and The Lost Family. I have not come across this particular scenario, where children were conceived by accidental incest between DCP, but a lot of people have other traumas related to the industry, and have explored that. I also understand if you don't want to research the situation. I didn't when I first learned I was DCP by surprise. Talking to someone is important though. You will be okay. Your kids will be okay. It's super weird and icky that this happened, but it's not your fault. OOP. I've actually seen most of that media, and read a couple books from Australian DCP. I'm lucky to have been told early that I was donor conceived. It was never a huge factor in my life until now. 16 days later. Thank you so much for all of the responses, support, and advice. I've taken some time to process, and I wanted to provide an update on where we're at. First, I have been in individual therapy and working through everything. It's been incredibly helpful to have a space to just unravel my thoughts. My husband has also told me that he's open to couples therapy, which is a big step for us, and I'm hopeful it will help us navigate this together. To confirm some things. Yes, my father-in-law is the donor, which makes him not only my husband's father but also mine. It was a lot to take in. We're both really angry that my husband's dad never told him the truth, and at the moment, neither of us are talking to him. It's just too much. We've also discovered about 40 other siblings so far, all of whom live nearby. That was another layer of this experience we weren't prepared for. We haven't met them all yet, but knowing they're out there brings its own set of challenges and questions. As for our marriage, no, we're not divorcing. We love each other, and are committed to working through this. But we haven't told our children yet. We plan to get professional advice before we do. This isn't something we want to rush into without understanding the best way to approach it for their sake. I know many of you are part of the donor-conceived community, and I just want to say that while I'm very aware and involved in spaces like We Are Donor-Conceived, and I follow creators like Laura Hai, Donor Dylan, The Queer Mama, Rachel, strangers like me DC, Sunny, Evie Lucas, etc., I'm not interested in speaking to anyone publicly about our situation. I'm really proud of people like Victoria Hill for going public, but that's not what's best for my family right now. Thanks again for listening, for the advice, and for your understanding. We're taking this one day at a time. Commenter. So very impressed with you both. This must be such hard work, and my heart goes out to you. As a donor, this is my greatest fear. I was not anonymous by choice. Back in the day, the fertility clinics capitalized on our naivety.